The six-day state obsequies for the United States' 39th President Jimmy Carter come to a close. President-elect Donald Trump paid a visit to his casket on Wednesday. Last week, Carter was brought from his hometown in Georgia to Atlanta and then to Washington, D.C., where his casket lay in state for visitors. But on Thursday, his remains will make their way back to Georgia for a three-part service. Vena Gabal talks us through what's to come for Carter's final goodbye.
Here in Washington, D.C., thousands of mourners continue to pour into the U.S. Capitol building, where President Jimmy Carter's body lies in state, looking to pay their final respects to the Georgia Democrat and 39th president, who died last month at the age of 100.
It's an opportunity to honor the president. I feel that Jimmy Carter is definitely underrated in his years, and it's an opportunity to say goodbye and give our respects to him and his family.
I thought the work at the Carter Center was pretty amazing, the way that they've sort of done their outreach around the world.
President Carter was the governor of the great state of Georgia when I was born, so he's been around my whole entire being, and I just wanted to pay my respects to a decent person.
Meanwhile, preparations are underway for the late president's state funeral, due to take place Thursday morning, with 3 stages planned for the day. It will start with Carter's remains being transported to the Washington National Cathedral for the national funeral service, where President Joe Biden will deliver a eulogy. And incoming President Donald Trump is expected to be in attendance, as well as all living former presidents. Carter will then be moved a final time via special air mission and then motorcade to his hometown in Plains, Georgia, for a private funeral service with his family in the afternoon, before concluding with a private interment at the Carter family residence, where he'll be buried alongside late wife Rosalind. Born James Earl Carter, the one-time peanut farmer entered Georgia politics in the 1960s, a strong supporter of the civil rights movement and President John F. Kennedy. His rise to the White House was on the back of a push for increased racial and economic equality, promising competent, compassionate government after the national traumas of Vietnam and Watergate. Carter is particularly lauded for his work on the Camp David Accords, a hard-won peace deal between Israel and Egypt that he personally brokered over 12 days at Camp David. Whilst Jimmy Carter's presidency often receives mixed reviews, democracy and human rights are considered hallmarks of his administration, remaining so through his work with the Carter Center.
Greenland's Prime Minister met the Danish